Happy Friday. It's time for our voiceover only income numbers from Todd Barsness and Hudson Barsness, your favorite voiceover talent that you don't know about. Um, we do these every single week if you're new to this channel. If you're not, you know the whole spiel. Dad's been in voiceover for 17 years now, starting his 17th year, and I am in the middle of my 6th year in voiceover. Dad's trying to slow down his business. He's trying to semi-retire without turning the faucet off too much so that jobs keep coming in and he doesn't just go from making a fair amount of money to no money. And I'm building my business. Um, Last year, 2 years ago, I made $80,000. Last year, I made 90, and this year I am at $99,000, trying to make 110 on a pretty good trajectory. Um, so that's where we're at. Anything to include?
No, uh, you're at 99,000, and I'm sure you'll
Yes.
talk about this. You
Hmm.
still haven't heard from the Napa session. Is that true?
Correct. Yep. I still haven't heard
So,
about the Napa session. I had 6 spots this week,
yeah.
and
So there's a good chance
there's a good,
you'll
yeah,
do
but
it. You'll
I'm
do it
there.
officially, but there's a
Yep.
good chance that on August the 7th,
Hmm.
2026, you have reached the magical
Yep. Six
$100,000
figs.
mark. And
Yeah.
according to the National Association of Voice Actors, NAVA, the survey, year after year after year, 16% of voice
Hmm.
actors surveyed, this last time was like 13, almost 1350, 1,350 people, uh, 16% of all voice actors, and I think that's representative of the industry. I think that's probably very close to being really realistic. Make $100,000 or more per year. And you in your 6th year now are
Yep.
poised, if you haven't already, to make that. So that is
Hmm.
a big thing. And again, next week, if you make it and it's for sure, we'll announce it and we can talk a little bit more about that. But
Yeah.
I just want people to understand again, I said this 2 years ago. You can look at our VO Marketing Pro Facebook. You could scroll down and you could find a post. And I just said, I don't think it is that complex to make $100,000. That is heresy. That is blasphemy. That is disparaged, eviscerated by people that constantly say, nope, 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 that's this the way the industry is. It's just the way it is. Well, guess what? My own son, who flipped back again a year ago, was having to tough it out and grind it out. And of course you still do this year. But the point being is things have come together this year.
Hmm.
And it's because you've had good mindsets. It's because you've just hung in there and you've done the grind.
It's because I
And
didn't get distracted. That's
yep,
the biggest thing is I didn't get distracted. And
yep.
doing over 4,100 auditions on Voice 123, over 7,000 auditions last year. It's a lot of hard work.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yep.
physically, is it hard? I wouldn't say it's hard physically, but mental and going. I help coach a baseball team, high school baseball team. Come home from high school baseball games. It's 11 o'clock. I got 6 or 7 auditions to do. Better go do those because
Yep.
I can't go to sleep until I do, just because I know if I don't do the auditions, there's probably no chance that I'm going to book them. So that's
I
just
don't know
our,
why.
you know,
I don't know why that's not good news, why that would be discouraging. I was just talking to somebody today in our private Facebook group
mhm.
called Vomp Plus, and this guy works full time, plus has a family, plus has other things in his life. He works full time as a teacher, and he makes over $10,000 just doing audiobooks. That's all he does. And he's on pace
basically,
to make more than that
yeah,
this year. And so here
basically
he,
part time. Yeah,
yeah,
basically
so
part time.
yeah, so here he is. Is he just super talented or does he just grind it out, which is what you do and I do? And I don't know. He said that's an inspiration. Your numbers are an inspiration. Why is it a discouragement or a kind of like, why do people pat us on the head, patronize us when we say that I don't think this is that complex to do it? Why is that? I'm not going to answer that. People have to answer that themselves. I know there are people doing it part time. I know there are people with limitations of all sorts that I'm not throwing that on them and saying you're a bad person because you don't make $100,000. I don't know your situation. I'm just telling you it should be an encouragement to people to say, wow, Todd's done that. Hudson has done it. They are part of this small group that has 9 out of 14 people, some of them working part-time, making $10,000 or more per year. When the industry says almost 50% make 10,000 or less, why don't I just stop here, slow down, and instead of being offended or discouraged, why don't I just, contact them and, ask them some questions or go through their videos? So that's
Yeah.
why I think it's good to celebrate your win, not to throw it in people's face or to brag. This can be done. It
Well,
can
and
be done, and it's wonderful.
there's not really any shortcuts. I think that's what people are looking for. Maybe that's why they're from one thing to the next. Oh,
Yep.
let's do that. Okay, did that for 3 months. Let me go to the next thing, next
Yeah.
thing, next thing, because I'm trying to find the shortcut. Well, for me, I'll be honest, I was kind of looking for a shortcut.
Hmm.
Um, my first couple of years, I thought, maybe if I just do this instead of just day in, day out doing audition after audition after audition and stuff like that, email after all that stuff. And I went from 11 to 27 to 35 to 80 to 90 to now 99. Um, so I
Everybody says it. No
just, yeah.
shortcuts. No shortcuts. No real secret sauce. And if somebody's trying to sell you that, that's not what we're trying to sell. That's for sure. I'm not trying. I'm
Mhm.
talking about mindsets that have you strap up your boots and roll up your sleeves and just go to work every single day. Be flexible with your pricing. Don't listen to the standard comments out there that say you have to do it this way. Just have a good business, and your business is there to make money, and
Yep.
go about working 8 hours a day. Just work 8 hours a day.
All right, let's
Okay,
jump
enough
into our
said.
yeah, let's jump into our numbers. I'm trying to make $2,100 a week. That averages out to about 110 grand for a year. This week, 2 warm responses in direct marketing. That was nice for a change. It's been a little while since I've had a couple. One audition from direct marketing. I did 10 jobs between the platforms I'm on: Voice123, direct email marketing, Upwork, Voices.com, Fiverr, ACX, and my agents. As you noticed, I did not put VoPlanet on there anymore. I am not on VoPlanet, and I'm just going to probably just hold off. I'm probably going to just do my best to find, probably, I'm going to do my best to find some more agents to represent me and stuff like that. So hopefully that I'll get back in front of all the agents I've contacted. So Voice123 just got done with a 2 hour long session for a 20-minute long form
Hmm.
project that I can't really talk too much about. But it was long, laborious, but I made $500 an hour, 2 hours, $1,000. New client, 350 from another new client on Voice123, and 214.92. It was a $300 Canadian, 300 Canadian dollar. There we go. Wow, can't speak. So it came out to 214.92. So 3 jobs for a total of 1564.92 on Voice123, all new clients. Direct marketing, I had recurring client job, recurring client job, recurring
Hmm.
client job, recurrent client job, recurring client job. All 5 jobs that I had from direct marketing were recurring for a total of $1,050. And then I had 2 recurring jobs on Upwork. $100 job, I get 90, and a $550 job, I get 495. Total there, 2 jobs for 585. Nothing on Voices, Fiverr, or ACX, or my agent. My voiceover alone income this week was $3,199.92, 3199.92. I did 1 hour of editing for Dad, $20 on top of that total, $3,219.92.
Now, last week we announced that for the first time in almost 6.5 years, you beat me in a
Mm-hmm.
month, which is a pretty good feat. That's a pretty good
Sure.
feat because typically, even though I'm slowing down, I still was averaging anywhere from 15 to 22, $23,000. And so you beat me last week by over a
Yep.
$1,000.
Last month.
And this last month, yes, thanks. And then you have beaten me probably 10 or 12 times weekly. And
Mm-hmm.
you were so close this time, but I just inched you out. And here's how I did it. I got a couple of real small jobs this morning, and I was at $2,945. And normally around noon, I have some lunch and I tally things up, and then we do these, around 1, 2 o'clock Central Time. Um, but I got 2 jobs, one on Fiverr and one on direct, and it was
Nice.
$301. And so my total was $3,246,
Wow.
beat you by about 50 bucks.
Yep.
But Voice 12301, smallvoices.com job for $180, nothing on Upwork. Fiverr, $1,656 this week, and direct was $1,410. So I had $3,246. I'm trying to make, you know, I've had a goal of 3,500. To make 188,000 by the end of the year. I don't have to average that. I'm going to keep trying to make 3,500 a week. Then maybe I'll be up to the $200,000 mark, but I'm trying to make 188, and right now for the rest of the year I really need to make about 2,500 a
Nice.
week. So, but I'm going to still keep trying. Again, I'm trying to slow down. I'm going to be, I'm 66 years old. I've had a good run. There were many years that I, made over 300,000. Quite a few years I made over 200,000. And even in my slowing down years, the last couple of years, I'd made over 200,000. And so I'm just trying to slow down. And again, like you said, turn down the spigot, but not turn it off. And that's a little bit of a trick. I'm still working at figuring out how to do that. So I
Yeah, most
probably
of the
will be
yeah,
until I'm done.
most of the people who have been leaders and stuff like that have mentioned how they've had lots of success and then it just dive bombs, nosedives, and they did a bad job of slowing things down without killing their business. And so there's not really a book or, pamphlet on how to
Hmm.
slow your business down without killing it. So
Yeah.
anyway, good, good.
Yep, that's good.
All right. Thanks for joining us this week. Appreciate it. We will be here next week no matter what. Hope you guys are booking work. If you're not, get to work. We'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend.
Bye bye.